Okay, we're on Shvi'it, Perek Tet, Mishnah Hey, 5th Mishnah in the 9th chapter of Shvi'it. We're talking about the idea of biur, and we said that the zman biur, the time that you have to do biur, is when a produce, when a vegetable, or when an item is kalem min hasadeh. If there are no longer grapes in the field for the animals, then you can't keep any more grapes in your house. What happens though if I do kvisha? Kvisha was, back when pickling was the classic way they would pickle, they would smoke. They had no refrigeration. So you have to realize that in order to preserve and keep any food, they would pickle them. This is a historically well-known method of preserving food. So now if I preserve food though, that means it could last a long time, even after the zman biur. So what happens if, the Mishnah says the following, what if I pickled three times different types of foods in one basket? So I found you a nice picture. Oh, okay, so here I'm pickling for you. I'll just move me to the other side, okay. So now I've got peppers, and I've got celery, and I got, looks like cauliflower, and I got carrots. Looks delicious. I gotta try this, but okay. I really want to learn how to pickle cucumbers here, because they don't have good dill pickles in Israel. Another issue entirely. Nonetheless, but the carrots, they're kalem min hasadeh, let's say in who knows, in Shvat. But the celery is kalem min hasadeh in Adar. And the cauliflower is kalem min hasadeh in Kislev. So now I got a problem, because now I've pickled them all together, and we know that kovesh, kvisha, and halacha is like bishul, i.e., the tam of all of them are now mixed together. There is taste of each one infused in every other one. So what do? I have earlier, later, latest. When do I have to get rid of do biur on these vegetables? That's the question in our Mishnah. Says the Mishnah, Hakovei shlosha kvashim bechavit echad. If I have pickled three pickled items in one jar, in one chavit, in one barrel. Rabbi Lezer Omer ochlim al harishon. You can only eat it as long as the first one is in the field. So let's say in our example, let's say if the carrots are the earliest. So in Kislev there are already no more carrots in the field. Once there's no more carrots, the rest of them are gone. Let's look at the Bartunura. Klim al harishon. Kevan de kalem min echad meya min hasadeh. Longer than when they're gone. Ne'asu kulam. They're all gone. Afilu otan shelo kalu. Even the other ones that are still in the field. Shotom min shekaleh. Natan tam be'otam shelo kalu. Because the one that's gone, it infused taste, even in the other vegetables. Shelo kalan, in our example, the taste of the carrot there's a little bit of carrot taste in the celery. And that carrot is gone. It's kalem min hasadeh. V'asaran, and it's asur. Okay, so that's the opinion of Rabbi Eliezer. We'll continue in the Mishnah. Rabbi Yoshua Omer af ala achron. Rabbi Yoshua says, no, it's not the first one. Back to our example. Carrots were first. Cauliflower is last. As long as there's cauliflower anywhere, I can eat the carrots, I can eat the celeries. It's all based on that. Why? Let's go back to our Bartura. That seems counterintuitive, against logic. Rabbi Yeshua, Amir af al achron, he says, al smach mina kale achron yochal. This is what we said, based on the last vegetables to still be in the fields. Even no longer there's any carrots, there's no longer any peppers. There's only cauliflower in the field. How could this be? We're talking about the Rabbi Yoshua. The reason for Rabbi Yoshua is he's using the tinatam in the opposite way. The ones that are kalu, but they are infused with tam of cauliflower. That's not kala. The amarkra mina sadeh tochlu et tvuata. Remember we learned this word, this verse. From the field you should eat its field. It's tvuah. As long as you're eating that which is in the field, ata ochel min habayit. You can eat with that which is in the house. V'hai kra yitera is an extra pasuk, because we already had the pasuk of v'liv temtecha v'lachaya she'ar be'artzecha. So therefore he says, elakra l'kvushim u'da'ata. Rather, this pasuk is a specific pasuk to teach you that in the case where there's tam infused, so therefore, even though there's no longer carrots, but inside the carrots there's tam of cauliflower, there's still cauliflower. So therefore, it's a specific pasuk according to Rabbi Yoshua, to teach us that the kvushim uda'ata, that if you pickle it, it's okay. V'hachi ka'amar, min hasadeh tochlu et tvuata, from the field you can eat. Im yesh basadeh miktzad min hadavar hanichbash babayit. If there's still in the field something that's been infused through pickling, she'atam balua b'davar nichbash, okay, that the taste that's infused through pickling, yesh b'mino adayin basadeh, adayin lo chala, it's still there. So in our example, okay, the carrots are gone, the celery is gone, the peppers are gone, but there's tom of cauliflower infused in my carrots and celery and pickles, and celery and peppers. Okay, afa pishi kar pri kaleh, afa piken tochlu et tevuata. Nonetheless, even though the fruit, the carrots are gone, you can still eat it as long as there is tom infused. Rabbi Yeshua learned out that this is a special din, midoraita, to tell you that there's tom infused. You can go based on the last vegetable that's still available in the field. Rabbi Gamliel splits the difference. Rabbi Gamliel omer kol shebekala mino min hasadeh, yivar mino min hachavid. If it's no longer in the field, whatever species is no longer in the field, you got to get rid of it. Carrots are gone in the field, get rid of the carrots. Celery's gone, get rid of the celery, until what's going to be left in this jar is just cauliflower. You always have to ask yourself, it's very interesting. So Rabbi Yeshua, we can't argue with. Rabbi Yeshua says, listen, it's a din d'oraita, I learned that from the Psukim. All right, that's his din, that's how he learns this and understands. Rabbi Eliezer says, you have to get it. What should we agree with more? Rabbi Eliezer says that as long as once the first is gone, the tom of the first one is infused, you have to get rid of all of them. Or you have to do bi'ur, based on each one at its proper time. So it's just an interesting question. Do you apply the din of bi'ur? Is that a din d'oraita or a din d'Rabbanan? It's a very interesting question. Which is most convincing? Okay, and halacha kidvarav, and we paskin like Rabban Gamliel, that you go based on whatever vegetables are available. Rabbi Shimon says, Kol yarak echad lebi'ur. Rabbi Shimon had a different opinion. He said there is no different times for each type of vegetables. All vegetables were considered one thing. Produce is what the trees are one thing, then you have grains are another thing, but all vegetables were considered one thing. So this whole question to him was not a question. Ochlin beregila, regila is portulak. So how long could you eat portulak? There's a new din, it is not related to the first part of the Mishnah. Portulak. There's edible portulak. You can see it here. I looked on the internet. That's why I'm doing this online. How long can you eat regila? Ad sheichlu sigariot. Sigariot is a type of portulak, was a well-known type of portulak in the times of the Mishnah, Bikat Beit Netofa. The valley of Netofa, the Bikat Beit Netofa was a place Beit Netofa. Netofa means it's dripping. It was a place that was always very, very well irrigated. There was a lot of water there. So therefore, the portulak there lasted a very long time. So everybody knew that as long as there was water, there was rain in Bikat Beit Netofa, sometimes in Israel, when you're driving along, there are these wadis, there are these valleys. So the wadis are the very last places to dry up in Israel because from the rains, and then the rains, they gather there, and then they're the last places to dry up. So in Bikat Beit Netofa, apparently, the sigariot, this type of portulak was growing. So as long as the portulak was still green, was still not dried out, you could eat your regila, you could eat your portulak at home. After that, once it was always dried out, then you'd have to stop eating. We'll stop here. We'll dedicate the learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. If you have any comments or questions, as always, arspolter@gmail.com. Have a great day.